Good evening, I'm Prasad Michael and you're watching Kini News. On October 19th, 2006, late at night, Altantuya Shaariibuu was blown to bits by military-grade explosives wrapped around her body by two policemen from an elite squad who shot her in the head not once but twice in a forest in Selangor. It may be over 10 years, but the case is far from over, especially with allegations made by one of her convicted killers. Convicted killer Azilah Hadri has made an allegation from death row in Kajang prison, which can only be described as explosive. The order to kill Altantuya Shaariibuu came from former Premier Najib Abdul Razak and Abdul Razak Baginda. In an exclusive report published on MalaysiaKini.com, veteran investigative journalist Arnadiswaran wrote that Azilah claimed that he was merely following an explicit, quote, shoot-to-kill order as a member of the Elite Special Action Force UTK of the police. This is the first time Azilah has admitted to killing the Mongolian national with Sirul Azhar Umar. These details were contained in an application filed by Azilah, who is seeking the federal court to review its decision in the conviction and death row sentence imposed on him and Sirul, who is also a former UTK personnel, in 2015. He is also seeking a retrial in order to provide full evidence on the clandestine operation in open court so that, quote, justice will be served. The court has fixed tomorrow for case management. Azilah claimed there was suppression of evidence and material facts during the proceedings at the High Court and Court of Appeal. In most shocking allegations contained in the statutory declaration dated October 17, 2019, cited by Malaysia Kini, Azilah claimed that Najib ordered him to, quote, arrest and destroy Altantuya, whom the then Deputy Premier described as a foreign spy and a threat to national security. Azilah claimed that he asked Najib what he meant by arrest and destroy, and Najib is said to have responded by saying, quote, shoot to kill, while indicating with a slit-the-throat gesture. Azilah also said when he asked the purpose of destroying the foreign spy with explosive, Najib replied, quote, dispose the foreign spy's body with an explosive device to remove the traces, and the explosives can be obtained from the UTK store or armory. In outlining the course of events in the SD, Azilah said he met Najib on October 17, 2006 at the Sri Kenangan residence in Pekan, which is Najib's hometown in Pahang. He alleged that Najib had asked him to kill an international spy, and this was repeated by Razak Baginda at his office in Bangunan Getah Asli, Kuala Lumpur, the following day. Najib has repeatedly maintained that he has never met Altantuya and even swore this in a mosque. KiniTV spoke to Arnadiswaran to find out more about the SD. So, where do you see this going?
I'm hoping that there will be a retrial and maybe we'll know the truth finally.
And that is also one of the demands of Azilah, right? He wants to see
a retrial. Request. You see, the first application is asking the federal court to review its own decision of affirming the death sentence. Secondly, is asking for a fresh trial to be held so that new evidence can be adduced.
Najib has denied the allegation and he appears to have allegations of his own. He said Bukit Aman is suffering from a one-term government phobia and therefore is forced to churn out a new conspiracy to slander him because his 1MDB and SRC international trials have not had the desired impact. Najib Abdul Razak has dismissed the allegation by former Police Special Action Force UTK personnel Azilah Hadri that he ordered the killing of Altantuya Shaariibuu. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, the former Premier also questioned why this information had surfaced more than 10 years after the Mongolian national's murder in 2006. He alleged that it could be a plot by the Pakatan Harapan administration to divert public attention from its shortcomings. Najib also maintained that he has not met Altantuya despite Azilah claiming otherwise in his statutory declaration. Furthermore, the former Premier said anyone can do an SD, especially if the person is already on death row. By now, most Malaysians would have already heard about the SD implicating Najib. And you're probably wondering, what's Bukit Aman going to do about it? I'll let the cops answer that. Bukit Aman wants to see the statutory declaration implicating former Premier Najib Abdul Razak in Altantuya Shaariibuu's murder first, before deciding next course of action. Criminal Investigation Department CID Director Huzair Mohammed told reporters earlier this evening that they would have to verify the SD, which was made by former UTK officer Azilah Hadri. He was asked if police would consider reopening Altantuya's murder probe and called Najib for questioning based on the SD made by Azilah, who is now on death row at Kajang prison for murdering the Mongolian national in 2006. So while the cops decide what they're going to do, Najib appears to have the full backing of his family. Noriana Najwa Najib took to social media today to defend her father, former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak, against the allegation that her father ordered the killing of Mongolian national Altantuya Shaariibuu. She called the allegation slanderous and believed it was an attempt to divert public attention. In an Instagram posting this afternoon, Noriana said it is the Malaysian people who would have to pay the price for allowing lies and deceit to be the new order of success in Malaysia. Earlier, Najib also dismissed the allegation as a plot by the Pakatan Harapan government to shift the focus from their shortcomings. Both father and daughter were commenting on a Malaysia Kini exclusive report on the claims by former Police Special Action Force UTK personnel Azilah Hadri. Azilah's SD isn't the only one in the news today. Remember the one done by Yusuf Rauta against Anwar? If you think he's a liar, he's got something up his sleeve. Lawyer Hanif Khatri Abdullah said today his client Muhammad Yusuf Rauta has agreed to undergo a polygraph or lie detector test to assist ongoing police investigations into allegations of sexual misconduct against PKR President Anwar Ibrahim. In a statement, Hanif said his client confirmed with him yesterday that in order to assist the police to carry out a fair, thorough and just investigation, he was willing and ready to undergo a polygraph test at any time, date and venue to be decided by the police. Hanif was responding to a Free Malaysia Today report on Friday, quoting police sources who indicated that a polygraph test was among the options being considered as investigators zero in on details surrounding allegations made by Yusuf against Anwar. The source also reportedly said investigation methods this time appeared to be different from previous sexual misconduct cases involving the PKR leader, including the Sodomy 2 case, where he was accused of sodomizing Muhammad Saiful Bukhari Azlan. In a statutory declaration dated November 19th, Yusuf alleged that the incident happened at Anwar's residence in Segambut on October 2nd, 2018. Yusuf alleged that the purported incident took place on the fourth day of the Port Dickson by-election campaign. Anwar was then the Pakatan Harapan candidate and eventual winner of the by-election. Anwar has subsequently denied the allegations. I know it feels like we just got over a by-election because we just did in Tanjung Piai. It wasn't too long ago. But there's another one coming, this time in Sabah. The Election Commission has announced that the Kimanis by-election will be held on January 18th next year. In a press conference today, Election Commission Chairperson Azhar Azizan Harun said that the nomination day will be on January 4th, with early voting on January 14th.
SPR telah menetapkan tarikh-tarikh penting seperti berikut. Hari penamaan calon 4 Januari 2019 hari Sabtu. Hari mengundi awal pula ialah pada 14 Januari 2019 hari Selasa. Manakala hari mengundi pula ialah 18 hari bulan Januari 2020 hari Sabtu.
The seat fell vacant following a federal court decision on December 2nd that upheld the election court's decision on August 16 to invalidate the election results for Kimanis in the 14th general election. The court had dismissed former BN Minister Anifah Aman's appeal to set aside the election court ruling, citing the appearance of additional ballot papers that could have affected the election results. Warisan candidate Karim Bujang had filed the election petition on June 18 last year to challenge Anifah's victory. It is certainly a good day for the Tunku Abdul Rahman University College because they just got 33% more than what they were initially promised by the government. The Finance Ministry has transferred the 40 million ringgit grant it pledged to the Education Trust Fund, managed by the Tunku Abdul Rahman University College Alumni Association, TAA, to be used to benefit the University College and its students. This was announced at a press conference called by TAA and Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng in Kuala Lumpur today. The Finance Ministry also handed over the terms of reference as well as a receipt on the fund transfer for the grant to the TAA at the press conference. Lim said the TOR set by the Pakatan Harapan government for the 40 million ringgit grant is similar to that set by the previous government, that the University College should not be linked or tied to any political party. He also said this 40 million ringgit grant proves that the Harapan government has no intention to close down or interfere politically with the University College. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Prasad Michael. Thank you for watching. Good night.